History of the Ottoman Empire, Rise and Fall. Did you know the Ottoman Empire once covered over 3 continents? It spanned more than 5 million square miles at its peak. Starting as a small Anatolian beylik, it grew into a world-changing power. The Ottoman Empire's rise was marked by ambition and grandeur. Its fall, however, was a story of decline and complexity. As we explore Ottoman history, we'll see its conquests, cultural mix, and political shifts. These factors both lifted and eventually brought down the empire. Origins of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire started in the late 13th century. A brave leader named Osman I founded it in Anatolia. At that time, the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum was fading away. Osman was smart. He used the space left by the Mongols and the Crusades to his advantage. He skillfully navigated the complex power struggles, turning challenges into opportunities. This was the start of the Ottoman Empire. Rise of the Ottoman Empire. Beginnings to Golden Age. The Ottoman Empire started to grow under Osman I's leadership. His smart strategies were key in the early days of Ottoman expansion. The empire began to take over nearby lands and strengthen its borders. The early years were filled with victories in battles. These wins set the stage for more conquests in the future. Sultan Murad's time saw a major win at the Battle of Kosovo in 1389. This battle showed the Ottomans' strength and solidified their power in the Balkans. It was a big step towards more growth and control in southeastern Europe. Later, the conquest of Constantinople in 1453 was a turning point. Sultan Mehmed II led this victory, ending the Byzantine Empire. This event changed trade paths and moved power centers, affecting both East and West. The golden age of the Ottoman Empire was under Suleiman the Magnificent. During his rule, the empire reached its peak, stretching from Europe to the Arabian Peninsula. This was the empire's largest territory ever. This success wasn't just from battles. It was also due to smart governance and supporting the arts. These efforts left a lasting mark on the empire's history. Ottoman Empire timeline. Key events. The Ottoman Empire's timeline is filled with key moments. One major event was the Siege of Vienna in 1529. Ottoman forces tried to take the Austrian city, but failed. This showed the strength of European states against the Ottoman army. The Treaty of Karlowitz in 1699 was another important event. It ended the Great Turkish War and gave land to the Habsburg monarchy, Poland, Lithuania, Venice, and Russia. This treaty started the Ottoman Empire's decline in Europe. The conquest of Constantinople in 1453 by Sultan Mehmed II was a turning point. It ended the Byzantine Empire and made Istanbul the Ottoman capital. This victory boosted Ottoman prestige and changed trade and culture between East and West. The Battle of Lepanto in 1571 was also crucial. The Ottoman navy lost to the Holy League's coalition. This defeat ended Ottoman control over the Mediterranean and affected their trade. The Ottoman Empire's timeline is full of such important events. These moments show the empire's growth, stability, and adaptation to changing times. Famous Ottoman sultans and their influence, Mehmed the Conqueror and Suleiman the Magnificent, are names that stand out. They didn't just rule, they changed history with their policies and leadership. Mehmed the Conqueror made Constantinople a center of culture and trade in 1453. His military skills and strategy led to big territorial gains. He is remembered as one of the greatest Ottoman sultans. Suleiman the Magnificent ruled in the 16th century and reached the peak of Ottoman power. He not only expanded the empire, but also introduced Kanuni, a set of reforms. His love for arts and architecture sparked a cultural movement that still inspires us today. These sultans show the power of ambition, wisdom, and culture. Their work in laws, arts, and expansion made the empire strong. Their legacy continues to influence us today. Society and culture in the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire was a mix of many ethnicities, religions, and languages. This was because it had grown so big. At the top were the sultans, and at the bottom were the peasants. In between, the Janissary corps stood out as a special military group. Art and science thrived thanks to the Ottoman support. Their mosques and palaces were breathtaking. Mimar Sinan, a famous architect, designed the stunning Süleymaniye Mosque in Istanbul. Literature and learning were also important. Many books were translated into different languages. This showed the empire's rich cultural diversity. Ottoman Empire, conquests, military strategies, and campaigns. The Ottoman Empire was known for its military strength. It grew and stayed powerful across 3 continents. The empire's success came from smart tactics, new weapons, and strong support systems. Siege warfare was key to Ottoman victories. They used advanced methods to take even the strongest cities. For example, the Siege of Constantinople in 1453 was a big win. The Ottomans used huge cannons and clever plans to get past defenses. The Ottoman navy was also crucial. It helped control important trade routes and coastal areas. The Battle of Preveza in 1538 was a big win for the Ottomans. They defeated the Holy League, showing their power in the eastern Mediterranean. The Ottomans were great at both land and sea battles. Their strong military and smart diplomacy helped them grow. Sultans like Suleiman the Magnificent led the empire to great heights. Their military tactics, siege warfare, and naval power left a lasting mark on history. Religion and ethnic diversity in the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire was a symbol of ethnic diversity in its prime. It was a place where many cultures lived together under one rule. This unity was thanks to the millet system. This system let different religious groups, like Christians, Jews, and Muslims, manage their own affairs. They could practice their faiths freely. This was a big step towards peace and understanding. The empire's way of handling Ottoman religious tolerance was truly ahead of its time. Instead of forcing everyone to follow one religion, they used diversity to keep the peace. Each millet had its own leader, who reported directly to the Sultan. This showed a lot of trust and inclusion. But the millet system wasn't perfect. Over time, the ethnic diversity that once united the empire started causing problems. Communities sometimes fought for more power or freedom. Yet, the system's legacy shows how the empire managed to rule over a diverse population with tolerance and smart planning. Decline of the Ottoman Empire. Great empires don't die. They just fade away. The Ottoman Empire is a perfect example. It went from being at the top to a shadow of its former self. Military losses were the first signs of trouble. European powers were ahead with new tech, leaving the Ottomans struggling to keep up. The empire's wealth started to dwindle, slowing its growth. Poor governance made things worse. Bureaucratic issues and incompetence made simple tasks hard. At the same time, growing nationalism in its territories weakened the empire's unity. World War I was a huge blow. The empire lost, and the Treaty of Sèvres sealed its fate. It divided Ottoman lands, marking the end. Yet, the empire's legacy lives on, reminding us of a bygone era. History of the Ottoman Empire. Summary of key points. The summary of Ottoman Empire history covers over 6 centuries. It's filled with major events and a deep historical impact. It started in the late 13th century with Osman I's dreams. His successors grew the territory a lot. The early days saw conquests by Ertugrul and Osman Gazi. These set the stage for a growing empire. Suleiman the Magnificent's time was the peak. The empire was at its best in land, culture, and wealth. Key moments include the Siege of Constantinople in 1453. It ended the Byzantine Empire and started a new chapter. The Battle of Vienna in 1683 was another big moment. It was the empire's farthest reach into Europe and marked a turning point towards decline. The empire was a mix of many ethnicities and religions. This created a rich culture. Leaders like Mehmed II and Murad II made the empire strong. They kept the vast lands together. The historical impact of the Ottoman Empire is still felt today. Its buildings, laws, and culture are still important. This summary of Ottoman Empire history tells the story of its great achievements and its fall. Legacy of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire legacy is clear in modern Turkey and more. It's seen in buildings, language, and laws. In Istanbul, the Blue Mosque and Hagia Sophia show the empire's greatness. These sites are loved by people worldwide for their beauty and history. Turkish, the main language of Turkey, shows the Ottoman touch. It mixes words from Arabic, Persian, and French, showing a mix of cultures. The Ottomans changed how governments and laws work. Their ideas, like the millet system, still guide Turkey's approach to different cultures today. The historical influence of the Ottoman Empire is felt everywhere. From food to politics, its impact is still seen today. It reminds us of a rich past that shapes our world now and will in the future. Interesting Ottoman Empire facts. The Ottoman Empire was a cultural gem filled with interesting trivia. Did you know Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent was a poet? He wrote under the name Muhibbi. His time was known as the empire's golden age, filled with art and culture. Topkapi Palace was a symbol of luxury. It had a room called the Privy Chamber with the finest materials. This room showed the Ottoman love for beauty and luxury. The Ottomans were experts in spy games, They had elite spies, even women from the harem. These women gathered secrets from visitors, adding to the palace's intrigue. Coffee culture started in the Ottoman Empire. The first coffee house opened in Istanbul in the 16th century. It was a place for discussing books and politics, making Istanbul a key spot in coffee history. The empire's folk tales are full of stories that entertain and teach. Nasreddin Hoxha is a famous figure in these tales. His stories, full of humor and wisdom, taught people about life and ethics, maps, and geographical extent of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire's map tells a story of growth, stability, and decline. Over 6 centuries, its borders changed a lot. These changes shaped the politics of the time. At first, the empire grew fast, covering parts of Europe, Asia, and Africa. By the 16th century, it had huge territories, from the Balkans to the Arabian Peninsula. The capture of Constantinople in 1453 was a big moment. It showed the empire's growing power and reach. Over time, the empire's size changed a lot. It gained and lost territories. The Treaty of Karlowitz in 1699 was a turning point, marking the start of losing land. By the 19th century, the empire kept shrinking. World War I changed its borders even more. Looking at maps of the Ottoman Empire shows its rise and fall. The changes on these maps reflect the empire's history. They show how it once was a major power. Ottoman Empire's impact on world history. The Ottoman Empire left a lasting mark on world history. It spanned from Southeast Europe to Western Asia and North Africa, from the 14th to the early 20th century. Its strategic location made the Ottomans more than conquerors. They were key players in trade, military strategy, and cultural exchanges. The Ottoman influence on Europe was significant. Their military power challenged major European states, reshaping political boundaries and diplomatic relations. The conquest of Constantinople in 1453 marked a turning point in European history, leading to the Age of Exploration. The Ottomans played a crucial role in global economic systems. They controlled key trade routes between Asia and Europe, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and technologies. This led to economic prosperity and cultural growth, with cities like Istanbul becoming centers of diversity. The cultural and intellectual exchanges promoted by the Ottomans had lasting effects. They influenced art, science, and architecture, especially in the Middle East. The Ottoman administration and legal systems continue to influence modern institutions worldwide. Their legacy shows how the Ottoman Empire still shapes our understanding of culture and politics today.